Dooku was taken back to the Jedi Temple where he was questioned by the Jedi Council. After refusing to give any information, the Council made a dark decision that would test the morality of the Order. The Jedi Council joined their powers and probed Dooku's mind. In doing so, they discovered the identity of the Sith Master, Darth Sidious. Realizing that the Sith Lord was the most powerful politician in the galaxy, the Jedi knew they needed to act fast. Mace Windu and Yoda gathered several other masters, Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin Skywalker watched as these Jedi filed into a shuttle and left the temple. It hurt him to be left behind. He was the chosen one, wasn't he? It was his job to destroy the Sith. So far, Obi-Wan and Mace Windu had each defeated a Sith, and Anakin had yet to even fight one properly. Anakin's temper and drive rose at the thought of this embarrassment. He immediately jumped into his speeder and raced towards Palpatine's office. As he watched the tall building get closer, his anger shifted from being left behind to the thought that Palpatine, who had been like a father to him, had been lying to the Republic and the Jedi the whole time. Now, quick side note, I think that this is all happening early enough that Palpatine has not been able to leverage some of Anakin's attachments and insecurities like he did by the time of Revenge of the Sith. So I don't think that Anakin will be as conflicted when it comes to killing or capturing Palpatine. Anakin pulled his speeder next to the landing platform that the Jedi Masters had used minutes before. Their speeder was still warm. Running through the empty halls of the Senate building, Anakin could hear echoes of a lightsaber battle. As he neared the Chancellor's office, he began to see evidence of a fierce duel. Scorch marks on the walls, decorations slashed into, and even a pair of Palpatine's personal guards knocked unconscious. To Anakin's horror, he saw Ki-Adi-Mundi and Plo Koon both were slain at the entrance of Palpatine's office. The fight was near now, just through the door. Anakin entered the office to see Chancellor Palpatine surrounded by Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, and Grand Master Yoda. He wielded two sinister blades and had a vicious smile that spread from one yellow eye to another yellow eye. And then he saw Anakin. "My boy," Palpatine called out, but Obi-Wan interrupted him. "Anakin, what are you doing here?" Just as soon as he asked the question, Sidious cut at Obi-Wan's leg and arm in a singular motion. Kenobi dropped to the ground, leaving only Mace, Yoda, and now Anakin to fight. It didn't take long for the three Jedi to eventually overpower and disarm Sidious, though Mace could not help but notice that it seemed Palpatine had backed off the fight when Anakin joined. Mace fixed his eyes and saber on Sidious, who laid on the ground with his hands up to cover his face, as if he was scared of the Jedi standing over him. He should be scared, Mace thought. Raising his lightsaber, Mace knew that he had to end the reign of the Sith in this place. He knew he'd be striking an unarmed opponent, but if Sidious was truly the Sith Master, he was never truly unarmed. Okay, now at this point, the story can go in two clear directions. One, Mace strikes Sidious down and things may play out for the better. Or Anakin intervenes much like he did in Revenge of the Sith. But remember, I don't think that Palpatine has had the time yet in this story to really turn Anakin to his side. So Anakin would be watching and conflicted, but not quite to the point where he would turn to the dark side and intervene. So with a definitive strike, Chancellor Palpatine, now known to be the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, was no more. Now, initially this would send the Republic into a spiral. Palpatine was loved by the people, and it would be difficult for the Jedi to explain Palpatine's deceit. They didn't quite understand the dynamic between Sith and Jedi, but with the help of a few key senators that were sympathetic to the Jedi, the government would eventually settle and elect someone like Bail Organa or perhaps Mon Mothma as Chancellor. Having defeated both Sith Lords, Mace Windu would be hailed as a hero, and many, even Obi-Wan Kenobi, would reconsider who they believed the Chosen One was. As the dust settled, Anakin Skywalker slowly became just another Jedi Knight. This did not sit well with him. With no lasting war, the clone army would soon be decommissioned, and the clones who were bred for war would be dispersed throughout the core worlds and mid-rim planets that needed industrial labor. In a matter of weeks, most of the clones had gone from being members of the Grand Army of the Republic to factory workers or maintenance techs for shipyards. This didn't sit well with the clones. On the outside, it seemed the Republic would see many years of peace. But to those who suddenly felt betrayed or displaced, resentment was building. And most resentful of all was Anakin Skywalker. Now I'm going to end the story here, as I think it gives a clean resolve to the major events of the original timeline, but I do have a story planned for what happens next. So if we can get this video to have 500 likes, I'll tell the story of Anakin's attempt to rally the clones and rise up against the Republic. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see, and you can let me know by leaving a like for this video if you haven't already. Anyways, have a great day, and may the Force be with you.